One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the New England Patriots. So in today's video, we're going to be rebuilding the New England Patriots to try and save Drake Maye's career. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes, especially since I already recorded this video once. I would appreciate that. And what I mean by I already recorded this video once is last night I tried recording it. I switched to PlayStation rather than Xbox because Xbox was having recording issues with their system. I think they still have the same issues and they just refuse to fix them. PlayStation's not as bad with the recording issues, as you can see by the dates. I did record this last night. I'm trying this again. I'll show you the team I had. I was in the conference championship, about to go to the Super Bowl, and then I checked my recording and I had won that conference championship. I had checked my recording and it just got obliterated. I had Isaiah Pacheco from free agency. I had drafted a superstar X-Factor tight end. I had a great offensive line. I had a superstar wide receiver, a 91 overall team. This is what my defense looked like. 4 X-Factors in the secondary. It was such a goated rebuild just for my recording system to say, nah, you get nothing. So with that being said, fresh start here for me. Our record is 3-10 in real life. Obviously, the other records of the other teams are not exactly right. I just forced the wins and losses for the New England Patriots. Just that way our record could be right, because I don't care about any other team because this is a Patriots rebuild. But we're in week 14. Let's look into the players ready to negotiate. We got Jonathan Jones. Even though he's 30, he's an 83 overall. I wouldn't mind one more year back with him. He resigns KJ Osborne, O'Shane Zimenez, and all these other guys. Don't really want maybe David Andrews just for one more year, and he does resign on that until I find his replacement. Jacoby Brissett, he has the mentor tag. I'm pretty sure, if I can find it. Does he have it? No, he just has a trade target tag on him, not the mentor tag. I swear this dude had the mentor tag on him. Let me look real quick, as he only has trade target, so I will not be re-signing him. And then all these other extras here, I'm just not really interested in. And Cole Strange, I'm probably not going to accept his option. I'll probably just pay him the money anyways because he's young and has star development. Joey Sly, I'm probably going to let walk to free agency. All these other guys, I'm just not interested in. We are 3-10. Let's look at the team a little bit more before we move into this rebuild. For the overlook of the team, the defense isn't good in real life. They traded away Matthew Judon here, and the offense isn't good either. I should have started with the offense, but the defense, I'm going to change into a 4-3 and my original schemes, in a sense. And what I mean by that is I'm going to change these at the end of the year. I'm going to keep these for now so that way the team can tank and just do terrible. Not going to change those playbooks. Drake Maye is, of course, going to be the future of the well, the future of the team. My bad. The offensive line in real life, really nothing good. The receiving core, nothing good. Demario Douglas, sure, he's a solid receiver in real life. Same thing with Kendrick Bourne, but they're not going to be your wide receiver ones. Jalen Polk and then Javon Baker are not bad additions, but in Madden, they're not really good because they don't really have a hidden development or some type of star development at this point in the season. They're 74 overall and a 71 overall with the morale, so not very good. Just everything needs to be helped on this team, except we need to build around Drake Maye. And then the safeties, Jabril Peppers and Kyle Duggar, pretty underrated. Christian Gonzalez is amazing. Then past that, there's just too many mediocre players on this team. Like, they're good, they're just not good enough to win you anything. That's why this team is 3-10. So we're just going to move in to the playoffs and see if we can rebuild from there. And we go 4-13, only winning 1 game from there. And of course, you already know I'm going to be changing my playbooks. And this is what we got going on. I run this literally every video. Sometimes the Buffalo defense is hit or miss. I'm going to change everything into a 4-3 because 4-3s are just so much better in Madden simulation. So I'm just going to officially do this now. And this is the new defensive line setup in the 4-3. Moved Christian Barmore to the inside. Keon White's going to stay on the outside. Tavai and Bentley are going to be there. Taki's going to stay there as well. These guys are pass coverage or run stopper archetype linebackers, so I don't even know why they're in a 3-4 scheme here. These guys should definitely be inside linebackers as a 3-4 scheme, but sure, I guess we're going to run with that. For the stats and awards, Drake Maye looks terrible playing the entire season. 28th best offense in the NFL, 27th best defense. Obviously, this is him playing the entire season in the simulation. He only played half the season in real life. Ramondre Stevenson, 2 fumbles, 6 touchdowns, only 3.3 per carry. That's not good at all. Demario Douglas, almost 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne, 2 touchdowns, 780 yards. KJ Osborne, 760 yards, 5 touchdowns, and another 5 touchdowns for Hunter Henry. Looking at the sacks, don't really do this often. 11 for Mike Anenwu, if that's how you pronounce it. I mean, that's not the greatest, but it's also not the worst, I guess. And then Dimitri Jacobs was 7 for Sid Sow here, and then that guy gets that. I don't even know half these players are. I've just never heard of these names. That's terrible for Drake Maye. I'm sure someone in the comments is is going to roast me and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't know those nobodies on the offensive line. But anyways, Tavai here, if that's how you pronounce it, 104 tackles, not 106. I keep stuttering in this video. Tackles for a loss, 12 for Christian Barmore, 11 for Devon Godshaw, 8 for Keon White. Sacks, only 4 for Christian Barmore. That leads the team. That is terrible for the team. 4 interceptions for Marcus Jones, 3 for Jonathan Jones and Christian Gonzalez. Pass deflections, 8 for Tavai, 7 for Christian Gonzalez. Safeties on the team, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Lions blow out the Colts in the Super Bowl, winning their first ever Super Bowl in their first ever Super Bowl appearance. Kirby Joseph wins the Super Bowl MVP if he probably doesn't get ejected for targeting. And then Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP. Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year. And then there are no awards here for the New England Patriots. In the AFC East, Aaron Rodgers, Tyron Smith, Tyrod Taylor, and Calais Campbell all retire. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look exactly the same. Defensively, we're actually down 1 overall. We were an 81 at the beginning of the season. Defensively, we also look exactly the same, so not really good for the team. We also have older players regressing like Kyle Duggar. I believe he's 29 years old in this simulation. And for the players ready to negotiate, Cole Strange already said I'm not going to accept the option, but I will sign him. All these other extras, again, I'm just not interested in. So we're just going to hit free agency with $123 million to spend. I doubt there's going to be very many interest to play for our team. And I was right. Javon Holland is here, which would be sick to replace Kyle Duggar. He just doesn't want to be here. How many people does he even have going after him? 14 teams are interested in him, so I will not be able to get him. Justin Simmons, no. I mean, he's not going to last very long with us. Rob Havenstein, I mean, sure, I guess. If I can just sign him for a 1-year deal, why not? So a lot of players just didn't want to play for us, but Dave Bakhtiar on a 1-year deal and Derek Nottie on a 1-year deal for our defensive line. And then we got Chase Young here on a 5-year deal because I think that would actually happen. Like something like that would happen in real life. Chase Young going to the Patriots. He's on a 5-year deal. He's 26 years old, star development. So even if he isn't stellar, he's a solid piece on our team. So the offensive line has improved just a little bit with David Bakhtiari. I don't think it's going to be a major improvement, especially only on a 1-year deal. I'm going to move Chase Young officially to left end. And this is what we got going on for the defensive line. So overall, not bad. Hopefully Keon White performs. I never really see him get a lot of sacks in simulation, mainly just a lot of tackle for losses, which I'll be fine with. Need more defensive tackles. Derek Nottie and Devon Godshaw's contract is going to run out next year. And again, the other players on this defense, other than Christian Gonzalez and Jabril Peppers, are just mid players. Obviously, I'm not trying to discredit any of these guys, like Juan Bentley and Kyle Duggar are pretty good in real life, but they're aging. They're not going to be long-term pieces for this team. I can't really have them forever. And then my receiving core in this draft, I need a #1 receiver. I would like a new running back as well. Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson are not going to get the job done. Need another defensive tackle. I need a whole new team, really. And we get the #3 overall pick in the draft. The Panthers get the #1 overall pick in the draft, and they're going to pick up a defensive end, still relying on Bryce Young, who did really good this week. So hopefully he can stay that way. And then the Giants go with the QB and Nathan Stover. And then obviously we want a QB, but there's a guy named Rashad Nelson here as a running back. I don't want to pick a running back #1 overall. This guy looks, I mean #3 overall, but this guy looks sick. F Juke move kind of says no to me, but he's a power back out of Florida. Great speed, ran a 4.46 as a power back. I'm really tempted to do this. I never pick a running back this high. If he only has star development, I'm going to be in shambles. But there's a really good receiver here. Tyler Freeman at Ole Miss, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Good speed, good grades. I mean, A's across the board. He looks sick as well. I mean, I could go either one here. I'm really tempted to take Rashad Nelson. Is there any other better wide receivers that are just further down the board? This guy doesn't look better in Denario Gunter. Is that like the Gunter from Ice King? You know what I'm talking about, from Adventure Time? But either way, elite speed, elite acceleration, elite agility, runs a 4.32. He's really good. But I'm really tempted to take the running back. I hate taking running backs in the first round, but that guy does look really sick. I think I'm going to take Tyler Freeman, though, the receiver here out of Ole Miss. He doesn't have as good as athleticisms or maybe ratings, but he has ace back catch, medium route, and short route. We need a receiver for Drake Maye. He's going to be the #1 wide receiver. Tyler Freeman, A+ pick, ranked 3 in the class. Got him at #3. W pick, hidden development, 92 speed, 92 acceleration. He looks great. You better believe that I'm going to be looking for that running back later, though. Definitely going to try and see his development as we're in round #2 now. I could double down on receiver here. I could go strong safety. Could go tight end even to replace Hunter Henry. Strong safety, Jamar Newhouse out of Florida, 6'2", 206. Great strength, good speed, solid acceleration, but elite agility here. B's across the board. I could use that to replace Kyle Duggar. I'm going to be worried that he has normal development. Again, Kyle Duggar's a good player in real life. He's just not going to last too long in Madden. I could double down on receiver here. Let me see what we have on the board. These tight ends look really good as well. I think I'm going to double down on receiver. Glenn Tyson here out of LSU, 6'2", 230, physical, be catching traffic, be catching, be deep route, only decent acceleration, decent agility, but he has good speed, great acceleration, great jumping, B's and 1A across the board. Glenn Tyson doubling down on this receiver here, ranked 40 in the class, got him at 35, normal development, really sucks, but it is what it is. This post-UDFA prospect is around 3 to 4 guy. We're in the 3rd round. F deep route, F release, doesn't look good at all, but sure, I guess I'll try and pull the trigger on him in like the 5th round or something. Let me see what else we have on the board. I definitely need a new right guard. Eli Bradford here out of Oklahoma, 6'5", 310, decent strength, kind of makes me say no to him. F lead block, F run block power. I'm going to say no to that and just look at the left guards instead and see if there's something better there. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Tony Feeney here. Feeney out of South Carolina, 6'3", 330 here. Solid speed, good strength, elite change direction, A's across the board. Looks really good. We're going to pick him, move him to right guard. Ranked 74 in the class, got him at 67. Hidden development out of South Carolina. That's exactly what you want. Big boy defensive tackle, Will Shields. I feel like I've drafted that exact name before. 350 pounds, poor acceleration, great strength though. A play rec, B tackle, B awareness. He's probably going to be good. Day 3 pick here. Ranked 98 in the class, got him at 99. Hidden development, 93 strength in the 4th round, W pick. Now we're in round number 5. Is that post-UDFA guy still on the board? He is there, so round number 5, sure. Darren Rowe here, sure, F deep route, F release, but he has a 4.36 speed at his college pro day. We're going to try him out. Probably going to be normal development. Ranked 115 in the class, got him at 131. Normal development. It was worth a shot. For the draft recap, Tyler Freeman's a 78. He's a baller. 73 for Tyson, 72 for Feeney, 70 for Shields, 69 for Rowe. Then I stopped drafting after that. I really want to know where that running back went and how good he actually was. That running back couldn't have gone too far. He goes to the Texans at number 8. He's a 77 overall. I knew he was going to be a beast. What is his development? Please don't tell me it's X Factor. I'm going to be so salty if this dude's player trait is X Factor. It's just star. Okay, I'm glad I passed on him if it's just a star development. Was there anyone better in this class? Easily was the best player in the class, picked number 1 overall, and then Tyler Freeman was 2, and then Eddie Torrance was a 78, and then Bush was a 78 as well. Chauncey Day was a 2nd round pick, defensive tackle, what Trevor Bush was, and then Chauncey Day was as well. But anyways, we had a pretty good draft in my opinion, even though our 2nd round wide receiver was only in normal development. And for the free agents here, I'm going to want to pick up a mentor QB, and that's going to be Jameis Winston. Let's go. We love the famous Jameis. He's coming to New England so that way he can mentor Drake Maye on how to throw interceptions. And this is what the new roster is looking like. I'm going to move Feeney officially over to the right guard position. And then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to cut Kendrick Bourne. Even though he's solid in real life, I just don't want him on my team. He's going to free up $4 million in cap for us after the penalty. And then we're going to make Freeman the number 1. Demario Douglas is going to be the number 3. He's going to play in the slot. And then Tyson's going to be the number 2. So that's what we're rocking with here. We also have Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. I didn't need Kendrick Bourne at all. I'm fine with the running back for now. Our O-line situation doesn't look bad, but it definitely could be better here. David Andrews and David Bakhtiari are probably not going to be here long, and Anenawu isn't really that good in Madden simulation. So we're going to see about that. We're an 82 overall team. Will Shields is going to move up the depth chart here over Derek Nottie. He's going to be the number 2. Everything else here doesn't seem that bad. Taki got a development upgrade, so that's fine for now. Specialist-wise, we're going to have, honestly, Tyson. We're going to move him in the slot, and Stevenson's going to get all the reps here, and everything else seems fine for now. I got to move that other defensive tackle up the chart as well. So for now, let's move into the midseason mark and see what you got for year number 2. And we are 0-7. Elite playbooks here. I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem bad offensively. I mean, sure, we're 14th in offensive points, but we're 29th in allowing points in the league, and our defensive rushing game is 32nd. That is terrible, dude. Scouting national focus, we clearly need to go defense here. I'm going to do middle middle linebacker to replace Juan Bentley. And for the players ready to negotiate, Marcus Jones, he's young, he has star development, cheap contract as well, 4-year contract. He resigns with the team. Juan Bentley, I wouldn't mind back. I know I just said I want to replace him, but for one more year wouldn't be that bad. Cole Strange, he's young, he has star development, cheap contract as well, 4-year deal. He resigns as well. Taki, dang, dude, I feel like this dude got drafted like yesterday. How is he already 29? Jonathan Jones, if he's an 82 overall, sure, another 1-year deal for him as he resigns back with the team. Derek Nottie can walk. James Winston doesn't want to be here. David Bakhtiari can walk. David Andrews can walk. Riley Patterson, I didn't know the AI sign, so I'm going to have to get a new kicker, and then I'll accept the option for Christian Gonzalez, but I want to see how far Juan Bentley regresses by the end of the year. We're probably going to get the #1 overall pick. I didn't think we'd be this bad, especially on defense. Let's move into the offseason. I meant to say let's move into the playoffs. I'm already thinking about the offseason because of how terrible we are. 4-13, back-to-back years, coming off 2 wins. That was not necessary to do, especially since now we have a worse draft pick now, so that's bad for us as we finished 15th in the conference. The Raiders finished 16th at 2-15. Stats and awards, Drake Maye, terrible again. I know it's like, oh, it's not his fault. It kind of is. 32nd best offense and the worst defense as well, because, I mean, yes, I did give him new receivers. They're not off the rip good. I did improve the offensive line, which did improve his pass rating a little bit, I guess. So he still has a bad team, but I would like to see, you know, at least some improvement. I know his rating is improved, but not really his yards or his touchdowns. His interceptions slightly one less than last year. No fumbles, 13 touchdowns, but only 3.4 per carry for Ramondre Stevenson. Glenn Tyson, the rookie, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, completely outperforming Freeman in the slot there. So hopefully he gets star development, so that's exactly what I wanted. But Tyler Freeman, I expect better, especially at the #3 overall pick. And then blocking-wise, let's see what we have here. As 11 sacks allowed for Bakhtiari, 8 for Nenanu, and then my offensive line is just competing to see who can get the most amount of sacks allowed on the QB. Tavai, 117 tackles, 102 for Jonathan Jones, tackles for a loss, 17 for Christian Barmore, 12 for Chase Young, 12 for Will Shields, the rookie is amazing, 10 for Keon White, sacks, 10 for Chase Young, that was a great signing, then 4 for Christian Barmore, 2.5 for Keon White. Again, I knew he was going to have a lot of tackles for a loss, but his sack ratio just is never good. Interceptions, 2 for Tavai, Peppers, and Marcus Jones. Deflections is 6 for Tavai, Peppers, and Kyle Duggar here, and then safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns, is 1 for Christian Gonzalez and 1 for Marcus Jones. And the Niners finally beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Demore Lenore. Oh my gosh, how do you say that first name? I was about to say first lame. I mean, it's kind of a lame name. What is that, dude? Anyways, Josh Allen wins the league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Patriots, typical. In the AFC East, David Andrews, Thomas Morstead, CJ Mosley, Trey Turner, Sam Martin, and Von Miller all retired. For the team upgrades, Freeman comes with superstar development, and Tyson, after having a 1,000-yard, 10-touchdown season, doesn't get a development upgrade as a rookie. That is very upsetting. Feeney comes with superstar development, W pick there, and then defensively, any other upgrades, Jabril Peppers goes to superstar development, and Will Shields comes with superstar X Factor. I feel like I've drafted this guy before. He comes with superstar X Factor. I feel like I've heard the name. I feel like I remember his name being Will Shields and him having superstar X Factor. I feel like some people in the comments probably know what I'm talking about too. I feel like I've definitely seen this guy before. And I feel like I'm going to keep saying I feel like, but my gosh, it's just a lot of superstition here, or a lot of deja vu, if you want to call it that. Either way, 83 overall team, still got a lot to improve in this offseason. A lot of players are regressing too. Players ready to negotiate, I'll accept the option for Christian Gonzalez. Juan Bentley only regresses 1 overall. I'll do a 1-year contract with him, and he resigns on that. Taki can walk, and then Derek Nottie can walk as well. James Winston doesn't want to be here. David Bakhtiari, he allowed a lot of sacks, but he kind of wants to be here, and I kind of need him, so I'm just going to sign him just for 1 more year because I really don't have anyone better. Riley Patterson doesn't want to be here. Let's move into free agency with $89 million to spend. Hopefully it's a baller free agency. George Kittle, Brock Purdy, Tyler Linderbaum would be, I would love Tyler Linderbaum on my team, but I doubt he'll sign here. He has no interest with the team. Yeah, we're not even going to be close, so I'm just going to withdraw my offer on that. Joe Thuney wouldn't be a bad shout either here. The running backs in this free agency class just aren't even good either, so I'm just going to pass on these guys. I'm just going to call it good on this free agency. We got targeted these guys. Brandon Aubrey, please just sign the contract. And he does. We got Rasul Douglas and Brandon Aubrey. That so sucks that I missed out on another player. I offered on Kittle. He didn't want to be with my team either. And then Jamison Williams, I didn't offer on him, but who was it? It was Kirby Joseph. I gave him the most money and the most years, and he just didn't want to be with my team. He signs with someone else instead. That's really, really annoying and inconvenient for me. And everyone else here in this free agency is just trash, or I just don't even need them long term. They'll just be 1 year signing. So yeah, that sucks for me. I'm going to have to really ball out in these next few drafts, especially with the limited time I have to rebuild with this team. So let's just skip into the draft now. And the Raiders get the #1 overall pick. We get the #2 overall pick. They're going to go with a right outside linebacker. I'm pretty sure they picked a QB in the previous draft. Hopefully they did, because they definitely need a QB. There's another A wide receiver here, David Camp. I feel like I've known this name too, dude. He looks really good as well. I'm tempted to pull the trigger on him. I don't need another receiver technically. And I kind of do want this DB here. This DB looks sick. Nasir Salevi. I feel like I've seen this name as well. Out of Ole Miss, 6'2", 188. His coverage looks great. He has so many A's. A catching, A awareness, A man coverage, A zone coverage. Yeah, nobody's convincing me not to take this. That's the best DB I've ever seen. Ranked 4 in the class, got him at 2. Hidden development out of Ole Miss. The teammate with the Ole Miss, Tyler, whatever his other name was, the receiver that we drafted last year. This dude looks really, really good. A's everywhere. I've never seen A man and A zone in the same thing with A awareness. This dude looks so sick. I could not pass on that guy. Jose Luckett here, free safety. He's only 5'9", but he's 209. I could have replaced him with Kyle Duggar. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, why are you so crazy to replace Kyle Duggar? He regresses pretty hard, and I don't really see him do a lot in simulation. A awareness, he's going to be a high overall. A pursuit, B hit power, B tackle. He looks pretty good. He's going to be the free safety. I'm going to move Peppers over to strong safety, and he's ranked #6 in the class, ranked number 34. We'll drafted him at 34. A+ pick, hidden development. That was an absolute W pick. I don't care what anyone says. Kyle Duggar has a cap hit of $17 million too. Will the Broncos accept this? They will not. I'm going to find someone that will accept this. And Kyle Duggar to the Jaguars for pick 62 in the second round. I didn't think that would go through. I thought I would have to give up probably a 4th or a 5th, but he shouldn't be valued that high, but I'll take it, you know. We're going to be picking in a little bit later of the round at pick 62 on the back end of the second round. So we're going to use that pick on a center as well to replace David Andrews. And the centers here are Buns. Sure, this guy has A awareness. Doesn't honestly look that bad if I had to pick anyone. So he honestly, yeah, again, he doesn't look that bad, but I'm not going to pick him. Probably just going to pick a left guard instead and then move him inside to center. Alan Harrell here out of Notre Dame, 6'2", 302. Elite change direction, good strength, good speed, good acceleration. Doesn't really have the A's on the board other than his A awareness. Let me look at the right guards here. This one looks better. A pass block, A awareness, 6'2", 300 pounds. Decent strength, not really the best there. F stamina, A pass block power. That's what I'm going to be looking at here. Ranked 17 in the class, got him at 62. W pick, he's going to play center for us. And then this free safety is still on the board. I'm tempted to take this guy, Robbie Peterson here. He's probably not being taken for good reason, but B hit power, B play rec, B awareness. He looks really good. Nobody's taking him. I think I'm just going to pass, just probably because he has normal development, is what I'm assuming. Do I go with another defensive tackle, run stopper, Malik Gary, 357 out of Notre Dame, elite strength. All I need to see, A tackle, A play rec, B awareness. I'm going to do it. Third round, Malik Gary, defensive tackle, ranked 79, got him at 66. Normal development, but 97 strength. It looks really good. He'll replace Devon Godchaux. We have 3 good defensive tackles now. And yes, I will finally pick middle linebacker, my scouting national focus. I'm sorry for not picking it earlier. And this one looks really good. Round 3 to 4 out of Ohio State, 6'2", 236. Elite speed, great acceleration is really all I need to see. B hit power, A to B awareness, B man coverage, play rec, zone coverage, stamina. He looks great here. Let's see what we got with Glenn Meander here. Ranked 124, got him at 98. Normal development, still looks really good. 90 speed, 91 acceleration is insane for a middle linebacker. That guy looks a lot better than what he gets credit for. George Miller, this random defensive back. How do you have poor speed but elite acceleration? That doesn't make any logical sense. We got a nice little pickup here. Young here, defensive back out of Ole Miss, the teammate of the other Ole Miss defensive back. Normal development, but 92 speed, 91 acceleration. Even though it's normal development, he still has B main coverage and sees across the board board for a 4th round or 5th round pick. No, a 5th round pick. That's actually pretty solid. And after the draft, Nasir here is a 79, 78 for Luckett, which is a W2 back-to-back W pick, 75 for Pierman. I'm picking massive W's here. 72 for Gary, 69 for Meander here, 71 for Young, which was a W pick. Then I stopped drafting after that. Who was the top player in this class? The number 1 player in this class was an 82 overall center in the 2nd round. That's someone I could have definitely used, but David Camp was really good. I feel like this guy has X factor. I feel like I've definitely drafted this guy before. He's going to go to the Saints. I need to know this. I keep having deja vu in these drafts. He has superstar development. I knew he was going to be good, but I just didn't pick him. It's fine with me. We still had a really good draft. And of course, we got to pick up a new QB here. Jordan Travis is here. I need a mentor QB. The mentor QB is going to be Marcus Mariota. Total opposite archetype of Drake Maye, but I'm pretty sure the AI doesn't actually account for that. Now, this is the team moving into the next season. We're an 83 overall, slowly improving. Tyson, I still want at the number 2. Mario Douglas can be the number 3. Drake Maye slowly improving, I guess. The O-line is slowly improving, I guess. Hunter Henry is regressing. Defensively, I want Shields just to be the starter because of his X-Factor development. I guess we got this guy named Lawrence. Gary is a 73. This guy, I have so much depth at corner that I really shouldn't have all this, but I do. So we're going to put him at the number 2, see how he goes. And yeah, again, just a lot of things here. And then Jabril Peppers is going to be the strong safety, and I have my new free safety over there. So it's honestly not as bad as it seems. Meander, I'm not going to start just because he's too low of an overall. We're going to have Bentley there. 83 overall team. My secondary is a lot better than I thought it was. We have Marcus Jones and Jonathan Jones, who probably won't re-sign after the season. Same thing with Rasul Douglas. Overall, just, again, not a bad team. I just need the AI to give me a little bit of grace here, especially with my receiving core. Specialist-wise, sure, we can have Tyson there. Everything else looks pretty good. Put this guy in the slot. And then Luckett is not a backup free safety. Don't do that. 2 and 5, boys. Improvement. Not really. We're going to have to pray that we ball out in season number 4 because this is season number 3. I mean, we only played half of season 1, really. But I'm going to keep the scouting national focus on middle linebacker as we are currently 14th in the conference. Not ideal. And for the team re-signings, Demario Douglas, sure, he's young, star development, 4-year contract, cheap contract, and he doesn't want to say yes to that right now. Keon White, I do want to keep on the team. This is going to be really expensive. I mean, it's not bad for sure for a regular edge rusher. He just doesn't get a lot of sacks, and I can't afford to replace him right now, so I'm going to have to pay him $18 million a year to not even give us 5 sacks. Mike Anenwu doesn't even want to be here. That's fine with me. Marte here, I would pay you as a backup, but at the same time, I'm not paying a backup $6 million a year. I'm not doing that. Rasul Douglas can walk because I already have so much depth at that position. Same thing with Antonio Gibson. Juan Bentley, I'll probably let walk along with Jonathan Jones, along with Hunter Henry, and I'm going to be chopped in this next season. David Bakhtiari is going to walk as well. And then Bryce Behringer here, my punter, sure, 4-year contract for you. And he's on the fence because, of course, nobody wants to be a Patriot nowadays. You guys all wanted to be a Patriot when Tom Brady was here, but no. When Drake Maye's here, nobody wants to be a Patriot. Completely understandable. And yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out really quick and ball out in free agency in this offseason. So let's move into the playoffs for now. We finished 8-9, huge improvement coming off a loss to the Bills, which could have put us in the playoffs as the Bengals slip into the playoffs at 9-8. So we could have been there. Actually, we were a 12 seed, so I doubt we would have actually got in. But looking at the stats and awards, Drake Maye still does not look good in the 20s for his rating. 22nd best offense, 8th best defense. So the offense is the problem now. And then Drake Maye, 3,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 95 pass rating. I'm glad to see the defense is doing well, though. Ramondre Stevenson, I need a new running back. 1 fumble, 9 touchdowns, only 3.6 per carry. Tyler Freeman, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Glenn Tyson, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. He better get star development, 92 receptions. Like, this is a good season. This is a good season. If he does not get star development, I'm forcing it. I don't care what you guys say. He had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in his rookie year and now in his sophomore year, 92 receptions, 8 touchdowns. He had 10 touchdowns last year. He is a good player. He deserves star development. And then for the sacks here, please, Anenwu and Bakhtiari both giving me 11 sacks. I'm not re-signing either of you. Defensively, Tavai here with 92 tackles for a loss, 12 for Chase Young, 8 for Christian Barmore, 7 for Keon White, Will Shields with 5 sacks, 8.5 for Chase Young, 6.5 for Keon White, 4.5 for Barmore, 4.5 for Shields, interceptions, 3 for Jabril Peppers, 3 for Nasir here, the rookie, and 2 for Christian Gonzalez. Deflections, 7 for Nasir, the rookie, leading the team in interceptions and deflections. Christian Gonzalez with 7, and 7 for Juan Bentley. many safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. And the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. Yeah, not in this lifetime, bud. Dak Prescott winning Super Bowl MVP? Absolutely not. Patrick Mahomes, another league MVP. And the Patriots, Nasir wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. That rhymes. I got bars. I bet you I'm not even pronouncing his name right. I don't care. David Bakhtiari, Jonathan Jones both retire. I wasn't going to re-sign either of them anyways. Grady Jarrett and Teron Armstead also both retire. For the team upgrades, offensively, Pearman, it comes with star development, no other offensive upgrades. Tyson had back-to-back seasons in 2 years with over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns in his first year, 8 touchdowns in his second year. I'm not giving him superstar. I'm not going crazy. I'm not giving him an ability. It's just star development. I feel like I'm not cheating there. I feel like that's more than reasonable. Some people have a problem with it. Hunter Henry's a 75 now. He's washed. Obviously not in real life, but anything else here, 83 overall team. Our left tackle is gone. Jabril Peppers stays a superstar. Nasir is a superstar X Factor. Luckett is a star development. I'm good at drafting. I just need more time. I may need a 5th season to rebuild this team. This was a lot worse situation than I originally thought. Young is going to play as a depth player for us. Probably not going to re-sign. Actually might re-sign Rasul Douglas now that I think about it. And then everyone else here seems fine. Will Shields, I hope he would progress a little bit faster at an X Factor. Players ready to negotiate. Drake Maye, I'll accept the option. Demario Douglas, I'll just give him player friendly so that way he actually stays with the team. And he wants to play for a new team. Super frustrating. I'm not paying him $42 million to tag him. I will tag and trade Mike here because he has been terrible for us, but I'm sure I can get value out of him anyways. Let me drop this to 1 year just in case, and then just dump this contract. And then he chooses not to sign with us. That's fine. I'm going to tag you for $25 million. Then I'm going to trade you away. Marte here. Is he already regressing? He was a 75 before. Now he's a 74 and he's 27. Rasul Douglas here, honestly, I'll re-sign for 1 more year. It's a really cheap contract anyways. Does he say no to that? No, he does not say no to that. And then Demario Douglas, I'm going to try to get him back in free agency. Antonio Gibson, Juan Bentley, Hunter Henry, all these other extras I'm just not interested in, except Bryce Behringer, my GOAT, Bryce Behringer. Let's do neutral deal, 4 years, sure, $1.4 million. You're a punter. You're not getting more than that. He resigns. $119 million to spend in free agency. We better ball out. Please let the free agency be good. Kyle Hamilton looks so good. I do not need you. I need Zay Flowers, though. Demario Douglas, you missed your chance to be on the legendary Patriots team. I'm scared somebody's going to sweep him up, so $30 million for Zay Flowers. Total overpay here. Ronnie Stanley, sure, we're going to have you too, even though I have to pay you $30 million to be that old. Oh my gosh, I have the money, so I shouldn't even be complaining. Rashad Bateman I don't even need now that I could potentially have Zay Flowers here. Those are good pickups. The entire Ravens team is here. Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Ronnie Stanley, Kyle Hamilton. I hope this is not how it goes in real life. As a Ravens fan, I will be in shambles. And then we got Kenny Moore. I don't need more defensive backs. And then we have a superstar fullback. Sure, I'll take this guy. After free agency, I got all the guys I went after. Zay Flowers, Ronnie Stanley, Derek Divins here, not Givens. Fullback, superstar development. Sure, why not? And we got Cedric Gray to replace Juan Bentley. So the team is up to an 85 overall right now. I need to sign a new tight end for sure. I will do that in a second. And honestly, the receiving core a lot better. I need a new running back. I need to trade for someone or something because that is not going to be able to get it done. I need to sign just a temporary left outside linebacker as well, along with, of course, the temporary tight end. The team honestly doesn't look bad. It's an 85 overall team. I might need 1 more year to rebuild this team, though, which I think I might give myself. And the tight ends here, you got Tucker Kraft, Dawson Knox, probably Hunter Henry again. Hopefully Tucker Kraft just signs with our team. And we did get Tucker Kraft, and we also got Taki back on 1 year deal just because there was no one else there. I'm going to go trade for a running back. I might even spend a first-round pick because running backs are highly overvalued in Madden simulation for literally no reason. It's extremely frustrating. I'm surprised that actually goes through because usually first-round picks don't go through like that, but 90 overall Bucky Irving to the New England Patriots for pick number 11 in the draft. That usually never goes through. They'll be like, no, we need 3 first-round picks for a halfback. It's extremely annoying, but I'm really glad that went through first try. I'm okay giving up my first-round pick for a running back. I'm in desperate need for it. And now let's just move into the draft. I do not have a first-round pick. I'm going to be using it on a linebacker to get a new left outside linebacker. No first-round pick for me. We're just going to skip into the 2nd round here as we will make the selection. It will definitely be a linebacker. Middle linebacker here. There's A coverage here on the board, pass coverage guys, but there's a second round guy, Max Lane here out of Auburn, 5'11", 235, good speed, great jumping, change direction, elite agility, solid strength, good acceleration, B's across the board, B awareness, man coverage, tackle, and hit power. I'm just going to take him. Hopefully he has hidden development. Rank 78, got him at 43, normal development, of course. Then we got another middle linebacker, Joe Whitaker here out of Colorado, 6'2", 240, elite speed, good acceleration, A man coverage, A awareness, A hit power, good enough for me, B zone coverage, better have hidden development. Ranked 101, got him at 75. Hidden development, that's exactly what I wanted. He will play left outside linebacker over Taki. And honestly, I don't care about the rest of the draft. Let's just see what we got in this final season. After the draft, 71 for Max Lane, 70 for Whitaker, and then I just stopped drafting after that. Looks like a 70 overall halfback here that the AI picked up. Overton, only normal development. So honestly, not a bad team. 4 superstars on the offense, one of them being a fullback. We got Brandon Aubrey as a third string QB as well, so if you want to count that, sure. We got Bucky Irving, finally got a running back on the team. 86 overall team. Whitaker, I will move him to left outside linebacker. So Whitaker is going to be the starter over Taki. We'll probably progress past him too. Shields is still going to be the number 2 there. Everything else looks really good. Shields can also be a second string defensive end as well. That would be funny. I don't think that would actually work though because he's 350 pounds. So everything else here seems fine. Specialist wise, we were 8-9 last year. Hopefully we can change that. Bucky Irving is going to get every snap here. Whitaker is not going to be an edge rusher. And we're going to have, sure, Cedric Gray be there. Everything else looks good. Please, Madden AI, do not screw me. I have a decent team. I feel like we should at least be like a 10-7 team. Let's just move into the playoffs for potentially the 4th and final season. Probably we'll play a 5th season. And we actually go 11-6 here. We don't take the division as we finish as the 5 seed, as the Texans take the number 1 seed here, as we finish 11-6. A lot better than I expected. Number 1 scoring offense in the league. Stats and award, Drake Maye finally breaks out here. 14th best offense in the NFL, 13th best defense. This is the difference between having a running back and not having a running back in simulation. It's like, oh, your quarterback happened to break out. I guarantee you this would have not happened if I did not get Bucky Irving. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Running backs are so crazy important for Madden simulation. 4,200 yards, at least with the Dallas playbook, and then 40 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 113 pass rating. Huge breakout year here for Drake Maye as he finished 6th in the NFL for passing yards, 2nd for passing touchdowns, 7th in pass rating. He should get superstar development after that year. 2nd for league MVP, runner-up behind Jaden Daniels, same draft class. So he should definitely get superstar development for that. Bucky Irving, no fumbles, 11 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry, 1,000 yards. Not a stellar season, but a way better average here. I know it's only 0.4 higher, but it makes a difference. No fumbles, 11 touchdowns, and 1,000 yards. Trust me, this was worth a first-round pick. And then Glenn Tyson here, 18 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. He now deserves superstar development. Amazing year, 18 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Tyler Freeman, not as good as his pick implies. Wearing number 22 as a receiver is also gross, 82 for Zay Flowers. But Tyler Freeman, 750 yards, 6 touchdowns. Tucker Kraft, 5 touchdowns, 700 yards. Blocking-wise, we got Pierre in the center, allowing 12 sacks is terrible. 10 for Ronnie Stanley, 6 for Cole Strange. Right tackle, and Nenewu only allowing 4 this year. That's actually really good. Huge improvement. And then Feeney, the superstar right guard, only allowing 1 is great. And then Cedric Gray, 113 tackles here, tackles for a loss, 18 for Barmore, 14 for Keon White, 11 for Will Shields, sacks, 8 for Christian Barmore, 8 for Will Shields, 7.5 for Chase Young. Keon White, again, he's just a tackle for a loss monster. And then interceptions, 5 for Peppers, 4 for Gonzalez, 3 for Tavai and Nasir here. And then deflections here, 10 for Cedric Gray, 7 for Tavai, 7 for Nasir. And then safeties on the team is 0 defensive touchdowns, is 1 for Christian Gonzalez. Year number 4, we'll probably have to play a 5th year. Can we beat the LA Chargers to get our first playoff win in this rebuild here, our first ever playoff game? And we do 38-20. That's the number 1 scoring offense for you. Here to face the 14-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Who is their current quarterback? The current quarterback is Russell Gilmore. Not other Russ, not Danger Russ, but it's Russell Gilmore here. Different type of Russell out of Penn State, keeping him local. Obviously not keeping him local as much as Kenny Pickett was at Pittsburgh, obviously. But still, let's see if we're going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to the conference championship. They're 14-3. We're a higher overall, and we beat them 17-10. Our defense was strong in that one. Here to face the 11-6 Cleveland Browns. Also, who is their QB? I do remember them drafting their QB in the previous draft, and they have Greg Williams here, moving on from Deshaun Watson, star development, 2-year quarterback, wearing Deshaun Watson's number 2. So I guess they cut him as soon as the year ended and took on that cap penalty. But let's see if we can beat the Cleveland Browns to move on to the Super Bowl and return the Patriots to their former glory. And believe it or not, just as I hit the ready button, the Madden game froze up and then Madden crashed. And I was able to salvage the recording. I would have been pissed if I had to record this video for a third time. Also, the Browns have the second best defense in the league, first best passing defense in the league. So an immovable object meets an unstoppable force here. Yes, I know everyone says that, but my team looks really good. Thankfully, I was able to salvage this video. I would have been, again, pissed if I had to record this back to back, just because, I mean, last time it was the PlayStation's fault. My PlayStation was just like, oh, we're just going to update your PlayStation in the middle of a video. I was like, don't do that. And then I had to turn off auto updates. And now Madden just was like, yeah, we're just going to crash in the middle of the video because we said so. So EA, you made me pay $70 for this garbage and you can't even get your game right. But anyways, that's how it is with EA every single year, and we still buy it anyway, so let's just move into it. And here we are against the Browns. We are in the play moments here, and I guess that was a turnover. They didn't even score there. Go to the end of the game here. They're going to start with nothing. We're going to start with nothing. I guess we had back-to-back turnovers there. 3-7 start here, 3-7 at halftime. We open up half with nothing. I guess that was just another turnover. We're punting in our opponent's territory, 13-6 against the Browns, and our defense prevails, and our offense scores 20 points. Still a good job by the Browns defense, but we're going to prevail, and we're going to move on to the Super Bowl here against the Browns. My game is just not loading. EA Sports, finally it loads. There we go. It was stuck on that screen for like 30 seconds. And we actually made it here in the Super Bowl. I was a little bit concerned at first, but we are an 89 overall team, 87 overall defense, 92 overall offense. The Saints are an 85 overall across the board. If we lose this, I'm gonna be pissed, dude. We're so much better of a team than them offensively and defensively. A little bit better defensively, but still 89 overall team. Freeman's a superstar development. Tyson goes to superstar development as he should. 18 touchdown season for him. Pierman allowing 12 sacks as a center is ridiculous. Drake Maye up to a superstar development after being runner-up for league MVP. Whitaker, we still don't even see his development yet, so I guess he didn't get that many snaps. No other upgrades on the defense. Well, actually, Jabril Peppers is a superstar X factor, so I'm glad to see that we were able to make it in the 4th year. It took a little bit longer than I thought for us to make the playoffs. We finished 8-9 in year number 3, but year number 4, we're here in the Super Bowl, here to claim victory over the New Orleans Saints. I don't even know who their new QB is. It's something Medlock. I just read it before we started this. Here we are versus the Saints. We start out 7-0. They're going to start out with 3, 10-7 now. It showed 7 in the beginning because I was trying to back out and just skip to the end of the game, but it wouldn't let me. But it's going to be 14-17 here. Key moments. Get better field position with the punt. What is this offense going to do with the ball? 3rd down alert. Can I back out of this and just go play-by-play here? It's 17-17. Play-by-play. We kick the ball off. They're going to go one more. 106 left. 55 left. Will they punt? They're going to do a 2nd and 13. Another 6-yard rush. And then that's just one more away. And should we do key moments here? I think we should do key moments. Will they be able to get in field goal range in time? No, we're going to do play-by-play. It's got me nervous here. We're in overtime. They get the ball first. They're driving down the field. They're driving once more. I may have to hop into the Super Bowl. They keep getting back and then forward and then back and then forward. And they're finally going to make it their way into the end zone. And this is where I'm going to hop into the game because I usually never hop in. But, of course, in the Super Bowl, I got to hop in for this one. Let's see what we got here against the New Orleans Saints. 1st down and 10 for the offense. Let's see what we got. Easy check down there to Tucker Kraft. He's going to move upfield. 1st and 10. I don't really need to take my time here. 1st down and 10. Let's see what we're going to have. Step up in this pocket. X is wide open. That's going to be Tucker Kraft again, and he's going to drop the ball. 2nd and 10. Does the game end whenever you're in overtime and the clock runs out? I'm pretty sure it does not. It didn't do that in the Super Bowl for the Chiefs and the Niners. 2nd down and 10. Let's see what we're going to have. No. Step up with Drake Maye. Just slide down Drake Maye or not. That's cool too. 3rd down and 2. So I just tried to look up the overtime rules about that, and I did not find anything. I'm pretty sure we should be okay, but please someone let me know down in the comments below if I still need a possession with the ball and then the other team is winning the game and the clock runs out, that I lose in the playoffs. I know playoff overtime rules are different than regular season overtime rules. Ties should not be a thing in the NFL, should not be a thing in any pro sport, but you know, of course, the NFL is the NFL. Trying to run with Drake Maye, don't get far, I'll just take a timeout there. 2nd and 10. 2nd down and 10, let's see what we got. Tucker Kraft is wide open over the middle. Tucker Kraft, once again, 1st down and 10. I gotta run hurry up because, again, I just don't know about the overtime rules in this. It's It's making me worried. Probably shouldn't be too worried about it, but we're going to see what we got. First down and 10. One more time. Let's roll out here. No, he's got a QB spy on me. Ooh, Drake Maye with the maneuvers here. Second down and 5. We're going to run hurry up again. 10 seconds left in overtime. Hopefully the game does not end here. I'm just going to force that ball there to Bucky Irving, move upfield, and then push me out of bounds. 2 seconds left on the clock. I'm going to try and go for the end zone here because I'm worried again. I guess I'm going to find out here whether or not I'm going to win the Super Bowl based on this. I'm going to be looking for Zay Flowers or Bucky Irving on the flat. I should have that in the back of the end zone, and then Drake Maye just throws an awful ball. 0 seconds left on the clock. Is the game over? It shouldn't be over. End of regulation, and we're going to be going to double overtime, I think. Okay, so the game is not over. I've just figured that out for the playoff overtime rules. My bad. Really glad to find that out because I've had that problem in the past. Going to be looking for Zay Flowers on this easy touchdown slant. Probably going to force it regardless. I have it regardless, and he's going to drop down at the 1. Come on, dude. You could have stretched a little bit further for that. I'm going to try and run it again. It's 3rd and goal. I'm going to run it with my superstar guard. I mean, he's not pressed up on Flowers. They have a superstar defensive tackle. Bucky Irving is going to power in, and we are going to get that touchdown. And you know well that I am going to go for 2 here. I was going to say a cuss word there, but don't worry. I saved your ears. I do not want the Saints to get the ball back and kick a field goal. They're not on Zay Flowers. I know they're playing zone coverage. I hate this formation. I hate it when they do that. I'm going to try and get them to where they're actually pressed up on Zay Flowers. Okay, so they're not even pressed on Zay Flowers. This should be a freebie touchdown for Zay Flowers. So we're going to do this, give it to Zay Flowers, drop his possession, and he does catch it. And that will be the game as your New England Patriots win the Super Bowl once again, 25-24, as I believe they now have the most Super Bowl wins in history over the Steelers. I believe they were tied with the Steelers before, but New England Patriots returning to their former glory over the Saints here. You love to see it, as Drake Maye definitely not going to be the Super Bowl MVP. He had a 56 pass rating. Terrible game from him. And then honestly, rushing wise, he had more attempts than Bucky Irving. Who would even get this? Bucky Irving actually had 3 rushing touchdowns, but still. So I guess he's going to get it. Your Super Bowl MVP is Bucky Irving, and then the league MVP is Jaden Daniels. Drake Maye is the runner-up, and then there's no other awards here for the New England Patriots. So anyways, guys, I thank you guys all for watching this. If you guys have made it this far in the video, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. This was a successful rebuild. Let me know down in the comments below which team you want me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.